What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and me, I'm doing great, except for this cough that will never leave me alone. Poor main man. So, we're gonna talk about Steve in this video. A lot of people, I'm gonna turn this off. A lot of people... practice mode. Let's see, is everything off? Yes. So, I usually say he's one of the best characters in the game. He's been mindlessly by the developers just buffed upon buff upon buff, and it's way too much in my opinion, and a lot of people, rightfully so, give me small amounts of critique saying, you keep saying he's so strong, but you never detail why you think he's so strong. Could you perhaps tell us? So I'm gonna do a video here where I try and break down Steve, and I try to explain what makes him so fucking obnoxiously strong. So hopefully this video will clear things up and my opinion will be out there, exposed. So in short about Steve, what are his character trademarks? Best counter hit game in the game. I'm gonna very briefly go through the point list on what makes Steve so great and some weaknesses, and then I'm gonna detail and flesh them out a little bit. So best counter hit game in Tekken. I mean, there's no arguing this, he's the best. He has very strong rushdown as well. So not only does he keep you out with the best counter hits, he can rush you down like a fucking madman as well. He's extremely safe. He very rarely finds himself at big disadvantage frames. No, doesn't really happen. Oh, and all you can do is try and duck the highs and try and punish, but he recovers very fast. Very safe character. He has big mix-up potential. I mean, not only Lei and Xiaoyu have access to big move lists with a lot of strings and big mix-ups, so does Steve. In his normal stance, he has a shitload of strings that will fuck you up. He has a peekaboo stance with a shitload of moves that will fuck you up. He has a flicker with a shitload of moves and mix-up tools. Back sway is a stance, forward sway is a stance, left sway, right sway, stance. Shitload of options. Strong mix-up character. And then we have extremely strong tracking. People who know what they're doing don't really attempt to sidestep Steve due to the very strong tracking of a character. He has great damage. When he does launch you, it hurts a lot. Especially if he gets a wall. And the wall travel is great, so he usually gets a wall. He has strong evasiveness with his stances and his double sidestep. And he has the best range options in the game, if you ask me. And this was corrected in Season 2, because his rage drive used to be mediocre. Oh, poor Steve. A fantastic character, had a pretty poor rage drive to try and, you know, balance things out. And you know what, let's fix that for Season 2. Let's give him arguably the best rage drive in the game. Thumbs up. So, what are some of his weaknesses? Slow natural launchers. So great counter hit launchers, but great counter hit launchers, but the natural hit launchers are kind of slowish. So this can be taken advantage of by, let's say, a Negan player does forward 1+2, his launching power crush, which is -15, which is launched by the majority of the cast, but Steve and Bob, slow natural launchers, can't fucking launch that. So that's a weakness. It affects his punishment. And his lows, usually, historically, not the best, you know, not very workable. But of course in Season 2, Namco start patching, and suddenly these lows that used to be really punishable are only -12. Peekaboo fucking down 2 is suddenly a counter hit motherfucking launcher. Yeah, thanks for that one. And down 1 and full crouch down forward 1 into Peekaboo is actually pretty damn good at +2 on hit and only -12. So his lows, while it's not like Kazumi tier lows, like, you know, really good lows, they're actually quite workable. But I'm still gonna mention this on the weakness list, that the lows compared to the other top tiers are not that great, but still pretty good. He demands a lot of execution. It's not easy doing all these all these sway combos here. It's not too easy, especially online. His execution is pretty complicated, you know, doing 1-to-1 into peekaboo shit and whatever. So there is some execution involved, and his game plan is pretty complicated. You need a good instinct for placing counter hits. You need good ideas, you know, try and be creative to find counter hit setups. If you don't find them from other Steve players, as that's a big part of his game plan. You also need to be able to keep a lot of moves inside of your head and know where to use them effectively, because as I said, his mix-up potential is really good, and you do want to take this with you when you play the character. So that's also something to take into consideration. That is the character in a nutshell. Now let's go into detail. So when I say the strongest counter hit game in Tekken, what do I mean? Back one alone is enough of an answer here. Let's put on counter hit. This is a 13 frame high move, which if you cancel it into flicker is only -1. So it is pretty much impossible to fucking punish. I mean, it's -1 on block, so you can't punish it on block. But good luck trying to duck, you know, and punish Steve. It's not gonna happen. So he has an attack where he just all day long can just try and clip you with, and if he does clip you, holy fuck, oh god, yeah, holy fuck, shit combo. It's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna hurt a lot. So yeah, 13 frames fast. Naively, in practice mode, you might think, oh look, the range is bad. Well, it's a counter hit move. So you'll see this move hit from this far away, just if your opponent doesn't attack, which expands his hitbox, and then you'll see this move hit from, yeah, 10 feet away. Back one, arguably the best counter hit move in the game, but it's high. Oh, this is where down for 2 comes in. Yay! Oh, jolly. Oh, joy. This is a mid, long-range counter-hit launcher that is fully homing. And it's if you couldn't cancel it by pressing sway, it would be punishable. But what players do is that they cancel it into sway, and then suddenly it's -6 to 7 on block. But interestingly, on normal hit, if you do cancel it, it's +10 on a normal hit. Yay. So these two alone are godlike. And then of course you have a classic here, flicker 1 into up 1. Super strong counter hit tool, perfectly safe on block. Even very good on block. You can delay it quite a bit and hope they press buttons. You can do multiple flickers into it. And again, this is where, you know, I said that Steve is very safe. So you might say, but these are all highs. You can fuck him up. Yeah, the best thing here is when people try and duck and then launch punish him. As soon as you press a button to do a launcher, each and every one of these flicker hits will counter hit you in the face. And then you get counter hit knockdown, either like this or like this. And I think he can even float you here. Yeah, he'll fuck you up. Let's just say he'll fuck you up. And of course, these are great counter hit tools, shoulder there, and as I said, peekaboo down 2. Honestly, he has so many counter hit bullshit tools that it's too much to cover, but just rest assured, the best counter hit game in Tekken. And then of course we combine this with very strong rushdown, you know, like all boxers. 1-2-1-2, 1-2-1 into either flicker or into into peekaboo or into flicker. Very, very strong. Down forward 1 alone, down forward 1-2, down forward 1 mix up, down to 1, down to feint, forward to 1 into both stances. Peekaboo has incredible fucking rushdown. It just never ends. He has a lot of strings, and a lot of strong pressure tools from all stances. So his Rushdown is very strong. While standing 1-1, also very good move. 1-1. His Rushdown is very strong. And now we're gonna talk about something that where he just became too strong going into not too strong in Tekken 7 Vanilla. Season 2 is where it got really absurd. But in Tekken 7 Vanilla, Namco, as I said before, they patched the lows. They used to be worse in prior games, but in Tekken 7 Vanilla, down back 2 is only -12, Peekaboo down 2 is only -12, used to be more punishable. Full crouch down forward 1 into Peekaboo is a very good low, +2 on hit, -12 on block. Suddenly he got good lows, but they also fixed, you know, this problem Steve players had where they emailed Namco and said, okay, we have the best counter hits in the game, but if no one is pressing buttons, we're not getting damage. You know, okay, so you can actually block versus Steve. This is a problem. So what happened? They gave him the classic and now legendary guard break. That's unblockable. So if you actually block versus Steve and you're afraid, he'll do a delayed sway into blue spark forward 2 into another sway forward 2, and that's fully guaranteed. I think you can even cancel this into while standing 1-2 for even more damage. Yeah, 32 damage. Yeah, you can't even guard anymore versus Steve. And now before you guys say, I mean, this is unseeable, but if you anticipate it, you might duck it because it is a high. But then you have a mix-up with the 1 option, which is safe on block. And let's set him to crouch. We'll knock down for a guaranteed follow-up. Can even go for Shoryuken here to try and get some Okiseme. You gotta be a Steve Maestro to do that. I'm just a scrub with Steve, unfortunately. I'm trying to learn the character. But yeah, that's super obnoxious. Steve has a guard break. Yay! So they patched that. Thank you, Namco. Thank you. And then, let's see, we've talked about counter it. We've talked about the Rushdown. And of course, having a... oh, okay. Having this wall push here is also good on stages with walls. It guarantees a 13 frame follow-up. So 1-1-2 works. Or if you're in rage, a rage art. If you have your back towards the wall and you do this, it's an even bigger frame advantage. So now I can actually throw him in... oh shit. Sorry. I can throw him into the wall and get a back one too. Oh god, I'm sorry. You gotta get the positioning correct. I do want to demonstrate this. No? Is the angle off? There we go. You see? Guaranteed. You can even do rocket launcher there, I think. So overall, the Rushdown is great. And I talked about his mix-ups. Like his move list is enormous. Peekaboo alone, incredible mix-ups here. It literally never ends. He has so many options from Peekaboo. And of course, Peekaboo 2 is a homing parry. If they do any punch here, this is gonna catch them and knock them down. And this is only Peekaboo, you know. Then you have Flicker with its options. And Flicker Throw, Peekaboo Throw, which does 45 damage. And of course, Sway options. Again, like, his mix-up options are incredible. Incredible. And then, of course, we have his... we talked about, you know, you don't really step Steve. Well, one of his key moves, down for 2, is homing. Counter hit launcher. Plus 10 on normal hit, safe. Back 1 tracks a lot. Flicker tracks a lot. 1-2-1 tracks a lot. All of these strings track a lot. You don't really step Steve. And then I'm gonna show some of his combos, I guess. We can set it to stand and approach, and counter it has to be on. So every time he clocks you, he gets big damage. So wall travel is good, damage is good. Yeah, just very strong. I do want to show the cool combo, but again, I'm a Steve Scrub. This is the combo the pros do. No, that's the Aris combo, so that's a streamer combo. Christ, well, what is this? Now I'm gonna have 10 minutes of this video, me doing an easy combo. It's not that hard. I don't get it. Why is he doing a albatross? Okay. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. Can someone just shoot me? I finally got it. I'm sorry. It's honestly not that hard. I was holding 3+4. Now I know what I did wrong. I learned something. Wilhelm outside the door wants to see Dad work. Let's see, travel. And then is evasiveness. All of these stances, as you know, are very evasive. But he can actually double sidestep. This is normal sidestepping. If you add left sway and right sway, correspondingly to the direction where you're stepping with the normal sidestep, you can do double sidesteps. So you can very easily find yourself in the opponent's back to do some very nasty stuff. So that's of course very good. And all of these sways high crush a lot. The Shoryuken crushes a shitload. He ducks down a lot there. He has a lot of evasive attacks in his move list, so a very evasive character. And then he has very long effective range with, for example, Sonic Fang being an incredible 14 frame punish, hits from super far away. And he has super good long range knockdown mids in, Rocket Launcher, as you can see, has enormous range. And can be cancelled into Flicker. It's a very good wall splatting move. It's perfectly safe. It's very good. And Albatross 2, just never ending range, and Albatross down 2. So quite long effective range on a lot of his stuff. I can't believe I can't do a goddamn rocket launcher. I don't know what it is when I record for YouTube, but nothing works. And in my opinion, last but not least, the best rage art options in the game. So I'm gonna put myself in rage. We're gonna turn off counter hit. So his rage art is, in my opinion, the best in the game. It is 13 frames, so it's incredibly fast, and it actually has a lot of range. So you can do this in the middle of strings to interrupt people. It just interrupts a lot of attacks due to its speed, due to its range. It's a great whiff punish. But honestly, you can even use this as a 13 frame punish. You know, let's say I'm low on health, and the Brian player wants to clip me with down for 2 delayed free to end the round, you know. Oh, that's minus 13. But a lot of characters can't punish that due to the knockback. You know, it can be hard to do so. This rage art, due to the 13 frame speed and the range, can punish this. even on tip range, you know, far away, I think it can actually punish it. Yeah, best rage art in the game. And then, of course, in Season 1, oh, his rage drive is not very good. Okay, what do the developers do? Let's give him this rage drive. So this is just like the normal Sonic Fang, it's 14 frames, has brutal range. Just brutal range. And yeah, launches. Does a shitload of damage. Gonna try and show the full combo. Yeah. So yeah, just enormous damage potential, enormous range, 14 frames fast, plus frames on block. What more could you want? What more could you want, to be honest? And of course, many of the attacks, such as this, that gives forward for 2, as soon as he has this rage art, all of these turn into launchers. Like this one, 4-1 feint. Sorry. Okay. There we go. So that's suddenly a launcher. Goes for this one as well. Oh. So suddenly when he's in rage, he has a lot of safe mids that, yeah, will launch you. And if you're ever minus 13, rage art, if you're ever minus 14, he can launch you from 50 feet away. So yeah, this is why, in my opinion, no, this is why Steve is so fucking strong. And in Season 1, getting the guard break, you know, and buffing up all of his lows, it was to me like, okay, those used to be weaknesses on a super strong character, and now you give him these buffs. And then in Season 2, they buffed the frames on Flicker, Flicker 2, this one, they buffed these options, giving him guaranteed follow-up, the Rage Drive follow-up. That's why, in my opinion, oh, and they gave him the back one too. 13 frame, you know, boom, boom, huge frame advantage. Became an easy mode launcher from back 2. So yeah, the character, that's my opinion on the character. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it's clear now why I feel like I do about Steve. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Take care.